Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, as the title says, Ross Cullum is dead. No thanks to Jason, but we'll sit there and get on that in a few minutes. Um, Also, I want to sit there and give a shout out to somebody in my chat who actually gave me the link so this way I can watch what. No, Max, I did not share with the classroom, bro. I don't know about that. I'm gonna give a shout out to 179. 179 actually gave me the link so I can sit there and finish watching what I couldn't watch today. Because I was gonna watch on Hulu, but shout out to 179 again. Now Amy's in the chat, how you doing tonight? Sasha's in the chat, how you doing tonight? Dolomax is in the chat, how you doing tonight? And let's everyone give a warm welcome to Sasha. Thank you, 179. You are a G, and I appreciate you. Seriously, it was all over Twitter. B&B has their own streaming app with 30. B&B has their own streaming app. Wow. Okay. The app is the app is $49.99 a year or $5.99 a month. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Let's get Ron. I mean, I wouldn't sit there and say enjoyed. I didn't enjoy it, but I didn't hate it. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't sit there and say I enjoyed it. Every freaking episode. Yeah, I mean, that's what, I mean, it's still one show, but, that's cool. Um, it's still one show. But that's cool. That's cool for the hardcore B&B fans. Listen, I support that. I support that. There are some hardcore B&B fans out there, so, you know, that's cool. They can try to make some money and stuff. I mean, Lord knows they need it. Like seriously, Lord knows they need it, and they need it like yesterday. So and the show has been on for like what 35. I think they're approaching like their 37th year or something. So yeah, shout out to them. Maybe open up a damn window. There's some AI slot for you. Uh, uh, that's what I forgot to do. You know what? Hold on. Still, that's pretty good. I'm not a B&B guy, but I definitely do that for days just to be able to watch the James Riley 90-day story. 3 years film for 39. Oh, that's cool though. And Restless. Oh, this is good. See, what I'm about to sit there and do, y'all gonna consider that shit petty. Y'all gonna consider that petty, but it needs to be done. So, but I did sit there and say, 1 second, Ron. Um, Honestly, tell you, I really don't usually have a lot of time to watch a lot of other reviewers, but um, if I remember, I'll sit there and check them out. If I remember, I'll check them out. I didn't get a chance to watch it, no, but if I try to remember, I'll watch it. That's good. That's good. There we go. But thanks for reminding me. Oh, absolutely, Cat Lady. Absolutely. Shout out to Cat Lady because you did put out a review today. You did put out a review today. I'm definitely gonna sit down and watch it. Well, you actually had a good thumbnail. I couldn't even find that. I, I doubt it. 179. I do. I doubt it. I doubt it. I felt like he was expendable. I felt like he was expendable. But yeah, shout out to Cat Lady because she does reviews also, so definitely check out her channel. Oh, and this is still up. My bad. No, I felt like he was expendable anyway. I felt like he was expendable. So I really don't see that. Hmm. Yeah, I gotta watch it whenever I get a chance. Well, yeah, I mean, because I mean, let's be honest. Rocco's mom is always ODing, like all the time. And of course, she act like she was not a wild child back in the day herself, but like very quick to be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this, you're doing that, Charlotte. I need you to chill out." Like, girl, I need you to chill out. Like, damn, I think I need you to kind of chill out. You know, it's I'm not gonna lie. Part of it is almost kind of a shame. Part of it is almost kind of a shame that they killed off another like family member in a sense. Like they legit, you know what I'm saying? Like you killed off Natalia. Shout out to the body counts. Keep those counts growing. What's good, Jay Blue? Yeah, I was like, you know what? I don't have to work tomorrow. Actually, I don't have to work this whole week. But I was like, all right, let's do this tonight. You know what I'm saying? Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. So I was like, all right, I come on for a little bit. You know, be fun. So no, Ron, I don't think that he needs to mind his business. He's an FBI agent. Why would he mind his business? Black Mind, aka Mr. GQ. What's good? I'm a whole week behind on G's for reading of what happened is hilarious. I know that I think this one is good. There we go. That's right. I got these screenshots specifically because of Kyrie's. I'm doing good, Black Mon. I had the day off, so I could not be any better. Could not be any better. Oh yeah, and it's funny too, Cat Lady, because when I looked at Nick, I was like, well, actually, tell you the truth, yesterday when he was in the stream and he liked the Nikki picture, I was like, you know what, I gotta sit there and download some more Nikki pictures. So, because of Kyrie. So I was like, oh, cool. I got a couple more. Yeah. Listen, that woman is radiant. Okay. that woman that woman is radiant. She just now so what does cat kissing EJ have to do with her FBI agent job? To keep him distracted. That was the idea, is to keep him distracted. Yes, Ron, that was the idea. Keep his ass distracted, and you can't distract a man more than a pretty girl. So that's what he did. Now speaking of Jason, Jason Quartermain, I'm sorry, Jason Morgan. His days is done. Okay, the so called Mr. Badass Jason, that shit is done. That shit is a wrap. That shit been a wrap for a long time. That well, that's been a wrap ever since Jocelyn had to sit there and save Jason. Yes, Jocelyn had to sit there and save Jason when Jason couldn't handle one guy, one fucking foot soldier. He couldn't handle his ass. And now he couldn't even sit there and take out Ross. Yo, I think it's time for him to go back to the days of our lives. At least there he doesn't have to sit there and try to pretend he is the tough guy. The tough my guy. We're trying our best. That's right. Marco's bled out for like 40 something minutes. I mean, that's not funny, but like, dude literally just sat there and just bled. Speaking of Kyrie, where is he? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, yo, what's going on? Um, I mean, everyone gets, oh, he can't make fast moves like before, but he can still kick butt on a good day. On a good day, on a good day. Listen, I get it. Father time done caught up with his ass. That's why he needs to just be kind of out the mob at this point. Okay? He clearly ain't kicking ass and taking names and flexing like he used to. And oh shit, okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of chilly. I think I'm probably gonna have to get up in a hot second to close that fucking window. Jason was being part dad, part felon. And Jason needs to fucking take some self defense classes or something. Is Carson Boltman joining General Hospital? I heard about that. It came to my timeline too. Um, because Marcos was very scared of that little ass name. Thank you, 179. They both of their asses need to be, retired. What are you asking me wrong? What is this question? Albert, why can't Paulina just tell Abe the truth? Why is she afraid? Because he's still going to find out one way or the other, and that she knew all along. It's really funny, Ron. I'm pretty sure I asked that. I'm pretty sure I answered you that question last time. So I was like, I answered that question to you last time. I don't know if you're just asking this to be like ironic or whatever, or you're like legit asking me that. But you already asked me that before, and I answered it. I don't know, 179. I mean, if somebody headbutts you, would you be friendly? Would you be friendly with somebody who decided to headbutt you? I never understood that move. You headbutt somebody, and it's like that shit's gonna hurt you too. Maybe. Seriously, I've never understood that. In every action movie, they sit there and they headbutt somebody. I'm just like, bro, that's like, it's like that's that. I mean, do you just not? I don't understand that. I don't get it. Also, hit that like button. I don't sit there and say that too much. Definitely hit that like button because it really, really does help. Um, so definitely hit that like button. Max, where are you? Uh, okay, okay. Just checking something. Yeah, hit that like button because it really does help. Um, so Marty's leaving for a little bit. Let's be honest, they don't really have much for Martin to do on the show, so it would just make sense for him to sit there and kind of like fall back a little bit. Yeah, Ethan's coming. I know people are happy about that. That's cool. Long as they give him something to do. Long as they give him something to do, that'd be cool. Why had that man just be coming back just to like fucking come back though? I swear sometimes, um, why that man just come back just to come back? Yeah, and that's the thing, Cat Lady. Like he knows what Kevin and Ace are. I'm pretty sure he knows what Lucky is, even though he doesn't sit there and say, "I know what Lucky is." Um, so that's my whole thing. I'm like, Laura Smith there keeps trying to drag her feet and stuff like that. I'm like, no, that's why Sid was like, listen, at least Willow got with the program. Willow knew it was up because she knew it was better to sit there and work with me than to sit there and be dragging her damn heels. Um, like Laura, honestly, tell you the truth, I'm just tired of you sitting there whining. Like, either do something to get yourself out of the situation, or shut up and stop whining about it. Because it's all you're doing at this point. Um, in Brooklyn, I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of just don't. I don't even really fully get it. I don't because I feel like everyone's already guessing. Um, Tons she has three brothers. Um, I don't know. For me, Sitwell is actually pretty interesting. Every time he comes on, I feel like he has this very theater-like presence. Where it's like everything's like accentuated in a sense. He kind of reminds me a little bit of how Joseph Morgan acts whenever he's playing Klaus. You know, it's like nothing is ever just really that much of a simple sentence. He has to exaggerate on a lot of stuff. Um, that's how I feel how Sitwell is. But now, honestly, to tell you the truth, Ron, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really care much for Leo. That's my issue. Like I don't even understand why is he on the show. I don't even understand why is he on the show. Like, why is Leo even on the show? Again, he has no, and I get it. I know Danny will come in here and tell you how much. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, Callie. I'm not sitting there saying it's a bad thing. It's kind of like what makes him so iconic is that he does sit there and exaggerate on certain things. He has a flair for the dramatics. That's again, that's not a bad thing. That's just who his character is. Um, I could say something right now, and I'm not going to. But talking ish, like, girl, how about you let me finish the whole sentence before you start getting all like super like sensitive? Like, he's actually among one of my favorite characters in the show. That's kind of what I like about him. Is that he does kind of accentuate some of the scenes or whatever. Um, no, Ron, I don't find him funny. I feel like he just rambles a lot of time when he starts talking, and it's just like, again, besides the fact that he's gay and he brings representation to the show, it doesn't seem like he really brings anything else to it. Jay Blue says Tracy hit the nail. Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. That's the thing, Jay Blue. She was looking out for Brooklyn, but Brooklyn's like, no, it's fine. If I get her, I just have my family to lean on. I was like, okay, but you can avoid all that and detach yourself from the situation before it becomes, you know, what's good, Pan? Before it becomes, you know, talk about living on the spectrum. What do you mean? That's right, Latasha. They are both corpses now. That sounds harsh, but I mean they're dead. They're dead. And I know Alex gonna sit there and start getting off in his feelings and everything, but I'm like, I did like the fact that Julie was like, "Yo, listen, I'm gonna make sure everybody apologizes to you." I don't even normally like Julie on a good day, but I was like, you know what? She's 100% correct. People need to be apologizing to Jeremy. Hell, if it was my way, they'd be sitting there apologizing on their knees the proper way. I want them down on their knees and apologizing. Um, him standing outside like a damn creep. So, well, yeah, Hunter, somebody had to. Shit, Jason wasn't going to save himself. The so-called tough guy hitman. And I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of weird for me to sit there and say because like Jason was always my guy back in the day, but like I think you're talking about young Leo. No, no. I'm talking about Leo Stark from Days of Our Lives. No, Leo's in the attic somewhere. What by the way, I did see he was in a movie. He was having a bad day. That's so cute. I love it. It was good deluxe. But yeah, the actor that plays Leo was in a was in a movie. It was a crappy movie, and I don't recommend anyone to see it. Seems like your generic trying to get your parents back together kind of movie. Um, Gomez says right message and wrong messenger. Julie still shades Gabby for protecting herself when Horn tried to essay. Really? Eh, I yeah, I can't can't knock that. At least she was not there standing up for Jeremy though. I'll sit there and say that. He's damn sure gonna need to listen. He's done. He listen. He needs to sit there and tell Sonny, to just give him a damn pink slip at this point. Absolutely, Jay Blue. I said that in my review. I was like, yo, listen, he's going to blame Lucas for brainwashing him and um turning him against his father. Ray Deluxe, listen, I knew I knew his tough guy persona was done when he couldn't handle one character. He couldn't handle one character. Yeah, that's why Julie doesn't like Gabby. She's still salty that Gabby handled crazy Nick Fallon, even though Gabby is one of the few characters to actually go to jail. That's crazy. You should ask Sonny for a desk job. Yeah. I don't even want to sit there and say he should be a security guard because, yeah, those days are done. father, father time done finally caught up with his ass. So, yeah. Oh, shit. Shout out to Cat Lady. Cat Lady got almost like 700 viewers. 700, almost 700 views, and her what you going her video. Speaking of movies, I saw a movie that had the kid that plays Scott Angie's the movie star Rhea Tommy and Jane Fonda. Exactly, Deluxe. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at it right now. Hmm. I'm assuming it must be an old movie because I haven't seen. Yeah, Ken Shrine. I haven't seen Ken Shrine to do anything. But I'm not gonna lie. It's still pretty crazy to me that you know. Yeah, listen, Cat Lady, you killing it. And we talked about what we talked about before. I'm not gonna bring that out, but yeah, shout out to you and your channel. Just keep killing it. Doesn't Jason have a desk job? Yeah, he needs to stay at that warehouse. Absolutely, J Boo. That's exactly what he needs to stay. He needs to stay at that damn warehouse. You are 100% correct. That's what his ass needs to be doing. Hmm. I didn't realize he was actually in the $6 million man. But yeah, they haven't had Ken Schreiner on there sell some coffee exactly. And I didn't realize that Ken Schreiner was actually on The Young and the Restless. Well, he was on The Young and the Restless. He was on As the World Turns. He was on Melrose Place. Shit. Yeah, listen, that dude got around. I mean, he was in some other stuff too, but like I'm saying, like I didn't know he was actually 2011 he was on The Young and the Restless and 2004. So I mean, the dude was doing other things for a hot minute, but sad thing is that he was on The Young and the Restless twice. and then that was it. Right? I don't know if he wanted to go back to GH or he tried to go into the Young and the Restless, and they used him for a little bit, and they just kind of told him to shoe off somewhere. This is again, this is exactly why I look at Billy Flynn. I'm like, why the hell would you leave Days of Our Lives to go to the Young and the Restless to play Kane Ashby? Like, you don't have an accent or anything like that. Um, you actually look like you're shorter than the actress that plays Lily, and that actually matters to some people. And the Young and the Restless does not have a good history of like taking on new people and kind of like using them and keeping them around for a while. Listen, I'm surprised to this day YNR pays more. I don't know which one I hate more, Kane or Noah. Kane is always whining about his family, and Noah's always sitting there trying to stick out of his chest like, "Yeah, I can take you, Matt Clark. I can take you. I got you, bro." Man, if you sit your dumb ass down somewhere, they may pay more, but in the long run, he's not going to be making more money than he was on Days of Our Lives. Because they ain't going to get. Listen, again, I'm surprised to this day that Audra Charles is still on the show. That they still actually find her things to do. Like I am, like as I'm sitting there saying that, I was like, I thought about Tucker, I thought about Jeremy Stark. Um, then they had Colleen, the Ann Jordan, and she was a prominent soul figure on I think it was As the World Turns. I think it was As the World Turns. Remember days had people taking pay cuts at one point. Oh, I did not know that. So I just you look at the Young and the Restless and their track record when they get people, you know. I'm like, bro, I would have took a pay cut. I would have took a pay cut, as opposed to going with Young and Restless because that's why the actors who played that's why the actress who played Hope on Days left. I don't blame her. What did she go to do? So what happened now that Cullum is out? Where does that leave Valentine, Brendan, and Sitwell? Well, actually, tell you the truth, because Cullum isn't protecting Sitwell anymore, he doesn't have a man at WSB. Maybe Brendan can actually do his job and take Sitwell's ass out, like Sonny and Jason was saying. But see, yes. Oh, yes, yes. Shout out to Jay Blue. Um, that shit was funny. Oh my god. What was that? Nothing really. Rumor was they asked her to take the role of Taylor on B&B before they gave it to Rebecca Budding. Hmm. Part of me, I want to sit there and like screen record this and like show y'all, but like I feel like he has a official channel on YouTube or something like that. I'm like I better not. But shout out to Jay Blue because that shit was funny as fuck. But again, and that's my whole thing. It's like, okay, cool. So you decided, you know what? You're not gonna pay me what I'm worth. I'm not gonna sit there and come back. Oh, what's good, Leslie? Let's everyone say what's up to Leslie. Nice to have you here tonight. I mean, you're still working for Sitwell, so it's not like the dude is out of a job. I don't think a damn thing's going to happen to him. What, what happened to him? Okay, I'm not going to lie. This shit broke right now. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything changing for Pascal. I mean, in all reality, I'm not even gonna lie. Sitwell Smith is saying, "Oh well, I'm tired of your crush on my son." And he never really displayed any sort of I don't know, like partly like jealousy or whatever. Like, yeah, he was being a dick to Lucas, but he never seemed like he had any moments when he came on to Sitwell or anything. I mean, came on or what you call it. Oh yeah, that's right. Because he did sit there and he did tell Ross. He did tell Cullum about like what happened. Yeah. Okay, that's true. I doubt that he'll learn about it though in all reality. Is like Ross is dead. So like it's funny, Jay Blue. There was nothing confirmed. I feel like that's a rumor that Ina McCoy didn't renew her contract, and she's leaving or whatever. Like that's just been a rumor, and nothing has been substantiated. Like she never posted anything on her social media um about her leaving. So hmm, as far as everything goes, the status quo is that she's still on the show. So you know, yeah, status quo is status quo. Oh, Britt and Marcos. Yeah, but Britt and Marco doesn't know. Like the only person that sat there and they said they were recasting for her role, so she's have to be leaving. When did they say they were recasting her role? What did you say to that? Like that's my whole thing. I've been perpetuating this rumor for a while, but like, what's that? I feel like somebody said it, and we just been piggybacking off of that person for a good 2 or 3 weeks. Nicholas, there's a rumor going around saying that the actress that plays um Jocelyn is leaving, but there's no there's no actual source, just rumors made by people, and other people are just picking it up and piggybacking. But like, there's not, there's no actual proof. So yeah, until something comes out, it's a rumor, and I'm not going to sit there and even continue to put that shit out into the universe, into like 170. Oh, soap dirt. Sorry. Oh, soap dirt. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me know. 179. You know how soap dirt is. I got my sources. What sources? Ted Richardson. I heard that the Ball and the Beautiful has this. That is right. That is right. They do all the episodes. Um, five and change for the whole month or whatever. So if you are a hardcore, Ball and the Beautiful fan, that's cool. Shit. Like I said, Ball and the Beautiful definitely needs the money. And you got this stupid ass story going on right now with Ivory being the Wicked Witch of the West. Literally sitting there bullying a homeless person, which is like just low as fuck. And then you have Electra acting like a spoiled, entitled brat. It's and then RJ just comes across as so fucking unlikable. It's like weird because it's like I wanted to like RJ on some level. It'd be the cool to have a little rivalry between the two, but like RJ just comes across as such a fucking prick. Like, yeah. Oh shit. Okay, okay. I'm not gonna lie. This is starting to get fucking. I like this collage. This is a good collage. That was that was definitely not a good idea. Yeah. So glad. I mean, it's definitely annoying. Um, I don't know. I With that cheap ass brick wall. Yeah, Jay Bloom. I'm not gonna lie. It did get a little much of it. I was like, yeah, no, this ain't gonna work. Do you think Stephanie has PTSD and Down syndrome? Why the fuck did I even highlight that? Oh yeah, keep forgetting. Well, I mean, I've heard that, Jay Blue. I heard that Anna's coming back at some point. She got her long ass vacation, which is well deserved. But I mean, it's funny, Nicholas. You listening to this? Have a night, Jay Blue. And what is good, Big Nate? They were okay. They were they were passable today. So the big one was GH. It's usually the big one. I mean, it could be Pan. If they do that, I'm not gonna lie, it would be dumb, um, and I and I wouldn't like it. Monique. Monique says Jason losing his touch got saved by Rock of all people. Well, he also got saved by Jocelyn too. So he isn't more than just losing his touch. That dude is done. His ass needs to retire. Um, like I said, I said that I did not have faith in him, and I was right. I was right. Father Time done caught up with his ass, and it is time for him to sit there and hang up the black jacket and the black T-shirt. Stop pretending that he's this tough guy. That shit is old like everyone else. So it's Sunny. Exactly, and they need to be done. They need to be done. Father Time's caught up with them, so it's time to turn it in, pack it up. Michelle Valjean really thinks this crap she writes is entertaining. Yeah, exactly. She know better. You know, she gonna act like she knows better. Well, Nate, I've been sitting there saying that shit for years that they got too many goddamn characters. Well, okay, Ron, that's cool. Um, yeah, Jason needs to retire. So does Sonny. Shit. I don't need to sit there and see Connie. I don't need to sit there and see Sonny sitting there swallowing up women's faces every time he tries to do a romantic kiss. I mean, to be fair, Ted, it's only been recently happening. So I wouldn't sit there and say he's always been getting his ass kicked. Like, no, he just started recently getting his ass kicked. Um, that's been a problem. Homeboy used to sit there and act like he would come across like he's Mr. Invincible. And that shit has not been the case for the last past couple of. Where the fuck is Vaughn at? Like, seriously, where is Vaughn at? I'm not gonna lie. You listen. Maybe I'm in a league of my own, but like, I feel like I miss seeing Vaughn now. You know? Well, no, Nate. I've been sitting there saying that shit for years. His ass needs to go. Ron, I didn't see you in JLJ Media's channel. Where you been at? Hmm? Where you been at? I didn't see you there before. Jack might go get him to help clean up this civil mess. Might go and get who? Oh, fine. Never mind. Yeah, exactly. I hadn't taken away, and it's just like I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me, but I miss the character though. Yeah, exactly, Kelly. Bring his ass out of retirement. Bring him back. Remember a couple years ago when Dex was on the show, and we felt like Dex was going to be Jason's replacement. He was going to be the new enforcer, and I don't know what happened in that show, but they decided, nope, we're gonna make Dex a cop. he's going to be a rat, and then we're going to not give him anything else, even though he could have brought in his family. We could have got that relationship with his mom, and maybe they even brought in his dad and stuff. The abuse or whatever. His siblings that was like, just abusive and stuff. As says everybody, and history is repeating itself, and now Rocco did the same thing Michael did to protect people he cares about, such as, yep, what's good, cherry ice cream? It's good to see you tonight. How you doing? Well, Ed, I know that you watched. I know you watched General Hospital. What else did you watch? What's the other soaps that you watched? It's good to see you, Cherry. Hope you're well. I thank you, Ed. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm working on something else too, and when it comes out, I think you're gonna like it. And it's taking a little time, which I don't like, but like I'm actually gonna put that out after I'm done with the Vampire Diaries. Let's get Warrior Hero. Chance is going to lose it after learning it. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Warrior Hero. Days Beyond the Gates and back to YNR again. YNR has been entertaining. I will sit there and say YNR has been entertaining. I mean, this whole Jack and Diane thing has just been like, you know, rough day just listening. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And Cherry says hi to Cat Lady. Monday's was today's Friday. I keep forgetting that we are technically like an episode of whatever behind. And like I said, I had to sit there and go to YouTube to watch the fugly version because if you're in New York, you had your episode interrupted. I don't know, Ron. I have to think about that. Honestly, Ron, I have to think about that. I don't dislike JJ. So, has Dante ever killed anyone? It's a good question. That is a good question. Was at the same spot his wife was at. I mean, it wasn't bad. Like you said, it did have movement today. Um, I didn't give a shit about Vanessa. Like I can't. Like every time she starts talking or she starts talking about Doug, it just there's a certain point where it's like, okay, you didn't try, you could have left. You know, like oh, then he just became more like roommates. So it's like, okay, well, if you didn't like the marriage, you could have just left. And this is my whole. I think every time she gets to that point where she starts talking about fucking Doug, it's always this whole. Well, I stayed with him out of just habit, and we just cohabitated, and this, that, and the third. And you're just like, and you could have fucking left, but instead you chose like, um, it's like every time she gets to that point, it's just like, see, and this is why I don't care about you, Vanessa, because any civil human being would have just chose to leave. I'm like, okay, cool. Listen, relationships don't work out, marriages don't work out. Um, but not every time you start doing that shit again. I'm over her poor me act. She was sleeping with other men and didn't want to leave Joey when she knew Doug had a problem with it. Yeah. But even before that, though, Ed, that's the thing. Like, even before that, she talks about how, she would have encounters with other men and, that'll just be that or whatever. And then you just go back to your husband, you go back to your house, like, shit is cool. Like that's the part where it's like, I'm just so fucking disconnected because it's like, you know, you didn't have to do that. You could have just chose to leave. Um, so I will never get past that. That's when she starts tearing up and talking about how, Doug was a good man, just that and the third. It was like, okay, well, did a good man deserve to be married to a cheating ass, to a cheating ass low life like you? Do you think that he deserved that? Like that's my issue. That's my issue with her. And it's always been my issue with her. So it's like every time I see her, it's just like I just start rolling my fucking eyes. Like I don't fucking care at this point. Yeah, I saw it in I saw it in the previews too. Well, people sit there and say those scenes are good for her. Why did he stab Marcos, not shoot him? I mean, he got the job done. Got the job done, and you know, there was other people in the building or whatever. Exactly, and that's another thing. Less noise, 179. Like, why waste bullets? Bullets can be traced. I mean, it's just all sorts of different reasons of why it was probably better just to do it, be done. You know, and plus, there's something about the fact that when you're stabbing somebody, it just comes across as more personal. You got to get more up close to that person. You sat there, you betrayed him, you betrayed the cause. So now we're gonna make this shit personal. I'm not gonna waste a bullet on you. No, fuck that. I'm not. No, it's gonna get real. It's gonna get real close and personal. You're being very generous, Ed. Bless your heart. Once again, Jason cannot sit there and take out his opponent. The quote unquote hitman days are far behind him at this point. I think it's absolutely fucking pathetic that both of those men who are good looking are sitting there fighting and begging for this woman's attention. I mean, Ed, listen, it started with Jocelyn saving him. Okay. He had to sit there and sucker punch Drew. let's let's be real. He had to sit there and sucker punch Drew. Yeah, no, his days is done. Bring Steve back to Days of Our Lives. and I'll be happy with that. He doesn't have to sit there and play the tough guy. I'm totally cool with that. Totally cool with that. Yeah, but I just like I said, I don't like this whole. And honestly, tell you the truth, even with Greg Vaughn, it's like okay, so you're just gonna be Nicole's boy to him, right? And yeah, listen, he has a tragic backstory. He's a widower. He lost his wife. He has two kids or whatever. Are they gonna actually do more with him other than just his steamy scenes with Nicole? Are they gonna sit there and bring in one of his kids or whatever? Get into some depth. Listen, Greg Vaughn can act, you know. Yeah, he has looks and stuff like that, but can we get more story from him? Get some more background with him. Not just these little fling scenes with Nicole and begging Nicole, him trying to be with Nicole. Like, give me something else for him. What's good, Tanya? It is. You're 100% correct. Exactly. And Cherry says hi to you. Ed. Yeah, it's 100%. Listen, I get that the girl wants to have her cake and eat it too. He's being upfront and honest. I just feel like, you know, both of them are just being fucking chumps. It's like, yeah, cool, you're getting something out of it. You're being with a sexy woman and stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, like it's like y'all people should sit there and value yourselves more. Have some fucking pride in yourselves and be like, hey, listen, I don't need to be with somebody who have to share them with somebody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's pathetic. That is absolutely. I know it's a soap opera. It's a woman's fantasy, but like this is just fucking stupid. But Michelle Valjean knows what she's doing. So I didn't really care for the Samantha scenes. I never generally care for the Samantha scenes. Her dialogue comes across as cringe. I feel like the actress can't act. It's like it just like all around it just does not work. I listen. I can understand while Dion's Corner or GH Envy watched it for a little bit and was just like, okay, I'm done. I don't personally felt like he gave it a full fair chance, but like I understood why he essentially bowed out. Yeah, Tanya, that is the general consensus. It does move very slow. Haley has been sitting there trying to plot to kill this man for a whole year, when we only learned like what 4 or 5 months in that she was actually playing him the entire time. And for 4 or 5 months, we didn't know was this chick just stupid or something. Hmm. That's the thing. They've given Ashley more to do. They put her more up and not having her be the mousy character that she was in the beginning. Um, I don't really care for Ashley or her character or like whatever, but it is what it is. Um, I feel like they need to. That's another thing. So, like with Leslie's character, yeah, she's been annoying and stuff like that. But you ever notice that all she generally tends to do on the show is just pick fights with other characters? That's it. That's all she really does in the show. She just picks fights with other characters. Like really, that's her main purpose. She's arguing with the Duprees. She's arguing with Kat. You know, um, she's going at it with Derek. Her daughter is constantly snipped saying that she's doing too much. Like this is what they have this character reduced to. And most people like her for her unapologetic, just basically snippet saying that she's going to be a villain. That's great, but like, the only thing that you really sit there and give us to have her do is just be fighting people, just arguing people, being this like fucking high school mean girl. So, but yeah, I know Soul to Souls. I don't have faith in the younger wrestlers. Crossover, I just don't. Well, I mean, give it a chance and see what happens. I mean, one of their strengths that they have, one second, one of the strengths that they have is the fact that like they're all on the same network and they're all in the same universe. They should really be trying to take advantage as much as possible to be doing these crossovers to elevate each other's shows. Another YouTuber that reviews they said Leslie's fighting with everyone will only work out if they do who done it with her death. Okay. Um, Ed, who's the other person? Who's the other person that does that does Days reviews? Who is that person? I'm just very curious, Ed, because I like to sit there and know all the players. So I'm yeah, I like to know all the players. I know Andre Epps, and then there's another chick that I want to do in a collab with. I gotta reach out to her. I haven't messaged her in a hot minute, but okay, check that out. Thank you. So, take a look. Hmm, yeah. I've seen him before. I knew he looked familiar. Okay, let me save him on my playlist. Thank you, Ed. Oh wow, he's been doing reviews as much as long. Well, he's been on YouTube as long as me. Hmm, cool. Yeah, no, thank you, Ed. Like I said, I like to sit there and know all the players in the field. So it's hmm, let me have on the Gatekeepers podcast, one of the hosts said Leslie's only purpose to make fans root for the person she's against. Don't they have a wrestling term for something like that? I don't know if this is correct. But they call these people jobbers, right? They call those people jobbers. I don't know if that's the accurate word for her, but that's interesting. And Cherry says, hi, Dolly. The good old days, I sit there and call you Dolly because I couldn't pronounce your actual name. You're right and great. Yeah, that's what it's like. That's what it made me think about Max. I was like, Yeah, Domex, many moons ago. Many moons ago. Oh, oh shit, actually, he was streaming 5 years ago. Okay, 3 years ago. 179 says, how is things strange? John, haven't seen anything from him recently. No, he had a stroke. You know, 179, Ron was there saying that he did do a video, like a spoilers video or whatever. Like he still has a cough and stuff like that, but he seemed like he's on a mend. And I saw him pop up on my feed, so I think he actually did a video to he put out a video today. The host used Derek as an example, pointing out a lot of fans liked him better since he started telling Leslie off. Also, she needs get to tell Leslie off and fans root for her more. Hmm. He does. He does. And it's interesting. I wonder how some fans are sitting there reacting. Because I'm pretty sure they're probably calling him a predator and oh my god, he's too old for her, blah 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 blah. And all the other crap that they're gonna sit there and whine about. So that should be fun to sit there and make fun of them and just ignore them in general. But okay, yeah, okay, so hmm, that's so bad though, Max, because it seems like they're just using her to prop up other people's storylines. You know, where they really should just be kind of leaning into like giving her a story. You know, because she's not propping up other people's stories or begging Ted for like the thousandth time. She just comes across as basically annoying, and it's oh my god, that's so bad. Hmm. You gotta wonder though, right? So if you use that same analogy and you go with Eva and Kat, right? So a lot of times you can basically sit there and argue that when Kat is coming at Eva, people are rooting for Eva more. Even though Eva does have a certain level of what I like to call a professional victim. I mean, it's funny because the original teaser for Beyond the Gates pretty much told her what she was. They literally just called her the antagonist. You're right. You're right. And that's the thing, don't like even in the pictures. Even in the pictures. Yeah. And then doing that from the first, yeah. Wow. Yeah. And the promo pictures, um, like they call Bill the two timer. They call Naomi like the fixer, whatever, or not the fixer, but more like the I don't exactly know what they called her, but like Bill was a two timer. Leslie was literally the antagonist. It's been on for a fucking year, so whatever plan she plans on doing, is she plan on just losing more fucking? Is she plan on losing more viewers? Like they keep showing Joey being deeper and a role model for Isaiah and downplaying that he killed Doug to get his wife. And the sad part is that when Vanessa finds out, what's good, Krista? When Vanessa finds out, I mean, I'm just not gonna care. Joey is getting the full Sonny Corinthos, yes. Hmm. Makes me wonder, or does Maurice Bernard know about that? Does Maurice Bernard knows about that? That's a very acidine way to. That's an acidine way of Smithfield planning, because Tanya, like that means that people would have to sit around and wait for her to sit there and get to that point. Um, what's good, Danny? I'm just looking at my first actual soap chat, which was 3 years ago. 3 goddamn years ago. Yeah, it just makes me wonder: does Maurice Bernard knows about like is poorly organized, simple as that they don't lean into what works? It's funny, Ed. That's exactly what DC said. That's exactly what DC says all the time, and he's not wrong. Um, yeah, it just makes me wonder: is Maurice Bernard sitting there looking at Beyond the Gates and be like, "Oh wow, so they just made another carbon copy of my character in a sense?" I mean, they really didn't, but they're making him like Sonny. You know, you're correct. You're correct. Like I said, um, a guy who I've been watching for a while named Wayne's Talk Soaps. He was sitting there talking about how things need to kind of like ramp up and stuff because they've been moving too slow. And that's when he was sitting there saying like they need to get Leslie something more to do than just her picking fights and arguments. Yes, Danny. Yes, yes, we are. That's exactly what we're talking about, and other things. But yeah, there's things that And this is something else he was meant to say. He was like, no offense to the actor, but like I can't take this whole this whole Jacobs that they're trying to act like he's hood and um act like he's I don't want to sit there and say gangster, but act like he's hood. It just it just doesn't work. It's so cringe and so laughable in a lot of senses. And every time you start talking, you're just like, bro, how long are these scenes are going to be with you trying to act like you're this, you know? And I think it was, in the beginning. I think in the beginning we were a lot more. We were more hyped and we were more forgiving, right? We're more hyped and we're more forgiving. I know I was sure more forgiving. Um, Now she just annoys. Now she just annoys most people. Unfortunately, yeah. Now she just annoys most people, and it's unfortunate. But you know, I've realized this is. I feel like honestly, tell you the truth, I feel like something she needs clear goals. Yeah, and I hope that they get a fire lit under their asses to do just that, to like start to clean up their stuff because they need it. They need it. The soap world needs it. It's making me think of something, and I can't think of what it is, but it's what like Norman Bates or some shit like that. I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't hate it or anything. And he is actually among, he is among the interesting characters on the show. So I don't, I don't hate it. I don't really care for his particular love interest because his love interest is a fucking dingbat and just a moron, and it makes me not even care. Like, you know, like she's all sad and heartbroken about her fight with her daughter. But I'm like, girl, you don't want to sit there and try to push this shit together. Like, what the fuck you think was gonna happen? You knew damn well she wasn't ready to attend that party, and you just kept trying to push the two worlds together to make it work. You saw how she acted when you got Joey over there. You saw she started acting. So you go on the side and you decide to not even be bothered to be careful in case she's walking out or whatever, and start like kissing him and everything like that. Like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? So when she unloads on you, then you want to sit there and start crying. I'm like, I just, like I said, I'm like, I still felt like it was out of pocket for her to disrespect her mother like that out there in Front Street. But I'm like, you did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Tanya says, Albert, I heard. What's good, Jerry? I heard this blood plasma storyline with Jacob and Smitty will hit its climax in May. Maybe. Depending on what spoiler channel you probably got that from. Ed, it'd be really interesting to have you and Jonathan in a writing room. You and Jonathan in a writing room will make that shit 1,000 times better. But I do believe that too, Ed. You being in there could only improve the show. What about Michael Furman? I believe that, Ed. Then he says, I never liked Vanessa's character. What's good, Jonathan? Tracy Steves, happy Monday. I mean, damn it, they want to try something new and different, and she is new and different. She's just a character that don't work for me, but she is new and different. That is correct, Mundo, Jonathan. His ass did get shot. It's funny. I was just sitting there talking about you. I was literally just sitting there talking about you. This whole weekend we were doing this. We were doing the stream. And yesterday I was like, yo, where's my guy Jonathan at? Oh, from Michael Fairman. Oh, okay. All right, Tanya. Well, Michael Fairman, hardest man working in the soap showbiz. Yeah, I was like, yo, where's my guy? Where's my guy? Fucking Jonathan. Like, where is he at? Not anymore, Jonathan. Since he had to sit there and save so-called tough guy Jason Morgan. Tracy says, "How's Olivia judging Jacinda?" Yeah, because he decided to make her a judgmental Karen and made Ned um well pretty much a bitch. I know, the thing is though, like I know why they made that scene to try to bring back the classic Quartermain squabbles, but like it just came across as annoying. I'm saving the children. I'm saving the children. Girl, shut your ass up. You ain't saving the goddamn thing. That says I was annoying because it's supposed to be a modern soap, but they lean way too much into slang that don't work for certain characters when they can be throwing big events to bring the drama. I mean, I get that they want to sit there and try to serve a certain level of realism, which is why they have these Gen X characters, these Gen Z characters. Um, it doesn't work for me, but like there is a realism behind it. I guess for me, it just kind of just, in a sense, kind of shows me why I do not like a lot of Gen Z type of people. Like I don't. I really don't. I don't like how they talk. I don't like how they act. I just generally despise most of them. And whenever the show is on, when they show Samantha and Chelsea, it just kind of reminds me why I do not like Gen Z fucking people. Then he says, "Oh, but did you hear that story? The actor played Johnny from Days of Our Lives. Well, he said that he's open to. Yes, I heard about that. I heard about that, Danny. Which is, listen, that's cool. Like that's cool. Um, I would like that. GH is the most popular soap, so I mean, like, why not? Sure, you can only go uphill. I'm cool with that. Don Mary says, "Oh, you sound like an old man telling those kids to get up." I don't. Here's the thing. I don't have respect for a lot of Gen Z kids. A lot of the Gen Z generation. I don't. I mean, hell, they don't even respect themselves to even speak full sentences. How the fuck can I have to sit there and how can I have respect for them? They don't have respect for themselves. I can't. I find that you know what? Let me stop. This that's going to turn into a very angry and nasty rant. Like I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I'm being dead ass serious. If bridge around the corner became a real soap, it wouldn't lean into slang. I feel you. It's hard to talk to them sometimes. It's hard to sit there and talk to somebody who can't use full sentences. And that's not just saying you got to be like actually appropriate with every single dialogue, but like when you start listening to saying things like, um, he's not avails, and it was like, oh yeah, I can't get Bad Bunny to sit there and be my date. He's not avails. I was like, was it really that challenging? to say the fucking word available. Like seriously, was that did that stress you out? Did that tire you out? Was that too boring? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Is the original governor gone and the new guy is a mayor replacement of what? They don't even respect themselves to work instead of bitching about it. Yeah, I don't have that. I mean, that's 100% true. It is. And that's the thing. You look at a character, like I said, you look at a character like Deanna, right? And Deanna's like, well, I'm sorry, I just say what's on my mind. Okay, that's cool, but there's this thing called tact, right? And what I feel like somebody like her doesn't understand is that actions have consequences. You don't get to just say what's on your mind, say fuck it, and like just let it fly. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, when that shit comes back to you 10 times harder, the first thing, like you said, they're gonna do, Ed, is bitch and complain. I think his name is about. There's a new guy playing. Um, yeah. But yeah, I can't. Like I can't. It just doesn't work for me. Like I said, I don't want to sit there and come across like I'm the old man or whatever. But like I can't respect a generation that doesn't respect themselves. Like I can't. No tag for Deanna. I need all the Sammy Brady Messy Angie. I want her to say more. What's on her mind? Let her go. For entertainment purposes, you are 100% correct. Okay? I will not sit there and deny that. You know that. But I'm saying for people like her, I have a hard time respecting them. Like even my whole thought was on her. Like, but I get it for you, though, Max, and I understand it from an entertainment purpose. It's just for me. I'm just like, girl, you're gonna want to get backhanded to a wall. You want to sit there and say what's in your mind, you better expect the consequences that come with it. And he says, if Carson Bowman decided to go to General Hospital, what character do you think he should play? Because I have so many characters for him, but the only one I can think of in my head is, well, I have to tell you the truth, Danny. I don't need him to sit there and play another character. Maybe just make him an original character. I rather not sit there and do a fan cast of him of what character he can play. Just make him a new original character. I mean, yeah, he can come in and play another character, and that's cool, I guess. I think Spencer might be a tall order. I think it'd just be better for him to just um. What makes you think Drew is leaving the show? And listen, I respect that. I respect the fuck out of that. But just be an original character. He doesn't need to sit there and like seriously, Jerry. I mean, like, yo, actions have consequences. You want to sit there and say, "Well, I just say what's on my mind." Okay, cool. And I think you think because you being a woman is going to save you. It is not. Like, it is not. Because most people will sit there and look at their hands and be like, nah, these hands are bisexual. They meant for everybody. So like you can have that whole I'll talk and I'll say whatever I want. Okay. Oh no, as far as I'm concerned, I didn't hear anything. No, Tracy, I didn't hear anything. He never said anything on his social media. So for right now, Yeah, I mean they still show him from time to time, but like I don't see him like just packing it in and just leaving, you know. Okay, but no, Tracy, I didn't see anything on his social media, so I still think he's on the show. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like I don't need him to sit there and be a recast of somebody else or play an old character. Like no, make him a new character because a lot of times I'm just like you don't need to sit there and try to play a pre-existing character, have all that pressure to perform the same way as them, to try to look the same way as them. Like no, just be a new character and just rock it from there. Danny says, Albert, did you see Nick Newman easier going crazy because the mess? I don't know what's going to happen to him. Easier going crazy? Um, I think he's getting agitated, and is probably stemming from having withdrawal symptoms of the fentanyl that he's now taking. Because those aren't meds he's taking. Those are like fentanyl. Those are drugs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying down there. So I'm like, just make him a new character. You know, stop trying to recast all these characters and shit like that. Just make a new character. You know, I'd much rather see a new character than, well, he should be Spencer. And like, the fuck he shouldn't. Like, you want to bring back Spencer, you want to bring another character, bring in Spencer, okay, fine, whatever. That's what y'all heart desires, that's cool. But like, you know, I'm just like, no, just make him another character. Like, I'm cool with that. You don't need to do all that. Yeah. Tyrese Clark, what do you think of reason why do you think she looks? Yeah, she's pretty. She's pretty, Kyrie's, and she's dangerous, and that makes her kind of hot. So, oh, by the way, Kyrie's, I got some new pictures for you too. Ariana, how are you doing tonight? How are you doing? It's good to see you. So, wait a minute, where do you think that can go? Okay, so let me read this question again. It says Belle wants to move in with Sean to help out while he's recovering, and Jada was really concerned with him. So, where do you think that can go? I feel like that's like a two-part question. Like, I don't. Ariel, we're talking about Ross being dead. Rocco shot him today, so Ross is dead, and that's going to set a whole different chain of reactions that's going on in GH. Yeah, Kyrie. So I got a whole new set of pictures too. I don't really understand the question I had. Where where can I go? Okay, so where could I go with Sean and Bell? I don't see why they would. You know, and she's still involved with she's still involved with Theo, right? Hmm, exactly. Everyone says, "Oh, what? Oh, yeah. If Rocco thought jail was bad, wait until prison rolls up on him." Because in a sense, it's going to be just like the Michael situation, right? They're going to cover it up, and eventually they're going to find out, and then it's just going to be bad, right? Because one could sit there and argue that, yeah, okay, cool, he shot Ross, but he shot him in self-defense. Ross is beating the shit out of Jason, the so-called badass, and Rocco had to do what he had to do, sit there and take him out. The parents are going to cover it up, and eventually it's going to get found out, and it's gonna be just like the Michael situation when the judge was like, you could have came forward, you didn't, and now you wasted my time. You played around with the justice system, da 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 da. Your ass is gonna sit there and take a 5 year like something. So is Lulu. So is Lulu. Yeah, and I can do it. Um, and listen, for all the time I'm caught up with Jason, okay, Ariana, listen, I didn't have any faith in Jason. Listen, I lost faith in Jason when Jason had to be saved by Jocelyn Jax. Okay? I'm gonna say this shit again. Jason Morgan, the badass that had me wearing these t-shirts as a fucking fashion statement, um, couldn't take out one guy and had Jocelyn save him. Oh, Ross Cullen. Cullum, Ross. Yeah, Rocco took him out. Had protect you know, Jason's old ass. Johnson didn't save him. She had a lucky moment. Wow. Uh, oh my god, that sounds like such a good excuse. Okay, that's good. I like that. You know what, Ariana, you made me laugh. So you are fucking awesome. You made me laugh. Probably, probably, Jonathan. Somebody said the same thing in the chat earlier. No, no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. I'm just saying, like I love it. I love it. That's good. That was good. I like that. Aaron, you got a good sense of humor. You said wearing black t-shirts as a fashion statement for your favorite character. Seriously, I mean, come on. Listen, I always sit there and tell the story. Okay, when I started watching General Hospital, Jason when he came back or whatever. He was a fucking badass, right? He always sit there and wear like the black t-shirts and the jeans and shit. And I was like, you know what? I gotta get some fucking black t-shirts now. I must have got 15 black t-shirts. I'm still keeping those shirts, but my point is, like, I mean, that could have happened, Jonathan, or they can. Well, I was about to sit there and say they can get some more vials. I mean, hell, who the hell knows what's going to wind up happening? I don't like to typically speculate, so I'll leave that up to y'all. But I was gonna sit there and say, like, it's funny, John. It's funny, Ed. I thought about that, and it just happens to be a shirt that I saw. I was like, you know what? Let me wear it. Let me wear it. Like I said, I'm not giving up. I'm not. Listen, I am not throwing those shirts away. But um, it's funny to me. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing, Jonathan. Julie did sit there and say that she's going to make sure that more people apologize to him. And as much as I don't like Julie, I was like, you know what, Julie, you're on point. These characters need to be getting on their goddamn hands and knees and apologizing to him. Like I said, Ed, I'm cool with Steve going back to Days of Our Lives. He doesn't have to play the tough guy. He doesn't have to play the assassin because yeah, that shit is done. Okay? That's done. That's behind him. I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, I'd be cool if Sonny and Jason just leave. Seriously, Jerry, it's cool. Listen, Father Time catches up with all of us. When it does happen, you have to sit there and learn how to step back. Like, come on now, what are we doing? Well, I mean, Danny, I hope he doesn't have the exact same problem that he has with with that Michael had. But I don't know. I mean, everyone's. I don't know, Danny. I don't know how to answer that. But okay, yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, I understand that it was a ploy because let's be honest, I don't think that he should have been fired on GH. But at least he doesn't have to sit there and play the fucking agent tough guy that he's doing on GH because that shit ain't working out. No, Danny, somebody else said the same thing that you said, so I guess we'll see what happens. Yep. Aaron says, did you know that Maurice Bernard is dealing with cancer and trying to play a character old as there he signed up for one more year onward? Where'd you I tried to look that up and maybe I got distracted doing like other things, but I didn't hear about that though. That's interesting. It's fun. Yeah, that listen, I'm not gonna lie, that'd be cool. That'd be cool, Ed. Because the character isn't deaf from what I understand. Um and it'd be really cool to sit there and have another biological son that's Nikki's son that's not Victor's. I vote for that instead. What's good, Jody? I guess I don't know. I just feel like the characters are like, particularly like Sonny and Jason, like have not been like cool or whatever for like a while, you know, or good for a while. Hmm. Yeah, I remember you saying that before, and I think I actually went there trying to look it up, and I was like, wow, I didn't hear anything about that. But like you said, it's not public, so that's right. That's right. He is his half brother. Listen, I think it'd be cool for Steve to go on YNR. I've seen clips of Dylan on Y, or well, his character on why not. I think that would be interesting. I'd be cool for either one. And hell, you could probably do two. I mean, I've heard that he's going to give up acting in general. Hopefully, he has enough money in the bank and whatever else that he's doing. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've heard stories where it's like he's just going to be done with acting in general. But like, if he did come back to the acting, yeah, I want him on why not? Don't put him on Beyond the Gates though. Do not put that man on that sinking ass ship. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. You don't need that. But that's true, Ariana. That's true. I mean, hell, they didn't respect Ken Shriner at all. Um, I mean, granted, you shouldn't need to have an illness or whatever to have respect. But like, we were talking about Ken Shriner earlier, or his character would not go up against Victor. Um, I mean, I don't think that he would do well against Victor. And yeah, he played a character named Dylan McAvoy, I think, who is Nikki's son. I don't know the history with that, but like, if Kane couldn't go up against him, really, then I don't have any hope for Dylan unless he becomes like, because he was a cop when he was on there, so like, unless he became some sort of billionaire or something like that overnight, I don't see how. Plus, a lot of times with Young and the Restless, it's the Victor Newman show. Steve gonna has options with the original character, so you don't have to go to Beyond the Gates. No, we need to talk about Ivory. Victor is holding on as well. As said, that's not Kane, that's Chad Demare and I having a good time. Here's my thing. You mean Victor is holding on as well? You mean like, what do you mean by that? Victor is holding on. The thing is, Jonathan, whenever Ivory's on, I find it very difficult to like watch her scenes. Like, I can listen to her scenes and be on my phone, but the minute that I start watching it, my blood starts to boil. Yeah, I mean, she's essentially bullying somebody who is still recovering from being homeless. Yes, he has. Yeah, he has been around forever. Yeah, that's true. Eric Braden has been like, I'm pretty sure he's been Victor Newman longer than I've been alive. So that's saying something. But yeah, she's essentially bullying somebody who is still homeless in a sense. She's not bullying Hope. She's not bullying somebody else with privilege and money and stuff like that. She's not even bullying somebody who's a blue collar worker. She's literally, bullying somebody who is homeless. It's like there's low and then there's her. So every time she starts speaking and stuff, it's just like wow, you just have to be just an god awful piece of shit like today, don't you? I feel like that every single time I watch her scenes. And then Electra just comes across as this pampered princess. This is my world. She can't sit there and work here. She should work somewhere else. Um, I mean, I know that you're kind of in your little your little petty, pathetic feelings and shit. But like, if you get out of those for 5 seconds, can you remember the fact that she has been trying to find a job for a hot minute? She's been living in her car for a while, but you want her to fucking leave, and then you want Will to sit there and talk Steffi into kicking her out. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, seriously. And I think that's where I get to a point. It's like I just find it so damn near unwatchable. Like I would I would much rather sit there and watch a soap opera that I created than watch her be a fucking lowlife to somebody who is poor. Because that's essentially what you're doing. That's essentially what Electra's doing. You are bullying a fucking poor woman. Like I'm. Here's the thing. I'm all out for um entertainment and drama and whatever, right? Like this is just one of those things where it's like, girl, you are fucking going too far. And every time I gotta watch it, it's just like I feel like I need to be. I feel like I need to be. I feel like I need to be drinking during that stuff just to get through it. Well, Jonathan, every time she says like not proper, it's like a kick in the nuts. Yeah. I always sit there and say it's like a goddamn kick in the nuts every time she says this isn't proper. It's not proper. And I'm just like, it's so bad. It's so bad. Um the only thing that actually she does good is that she reminds me that when that's done, eventually I could watch Hollyoaks and kind of be reminded of like, you can have devious characters and mischief characters and fucked up characters or whatever. Um, but more or less, they're kind of on equal footing, you know? Like, Hollyoaks doesn't have like fucking rich people and going after somebody that's poor or whatever. It's like, no, they're all kind of in the same boat that does fucked up shit to each other. But like, you're not sitting there trying to kick somebody when they're fucking down. Yeah, I remember you saying that, Jonathan. Um, Coronation Street, I think it's on YouTube. Like they have like older episodes. I think it's on Hulu. Emmerdale, I heard that Jakar is like they're talking about that. I mean, again, Ed, I just granted I'm not even I don't know anything about the previous Kane except for the fact that he didn't have an accent. And even if you can get past that, I just feel like the Young and the Restless does not have a good track record when it comes towards bringing in someone. Um, okay, all right, Jonathan. I look forward to it. Then yes, look forward to it. I need to ask you one question, and most likely I'll still probably do it. But is it a GH character? You don't have to sit there and say what the character is, but is that character a GH character? I mean, we were able to sit there and skate away with the Liz May. Okay. Okay. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Because I know GH characters have been just giving me issues with YouTube, and I'm not absolutely opposed to doing GH characters, but like after the second, well, I'm sorry, after the third time that um my stream pretty much got canceled for doing something in the same year um that the last stream we did was actually successful just didn't like it didn't leave a good taste in my mouth. And it's always seemed like it's been issues with particularly GH, which has just been annoying. Yeah, I will, Ed. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, we can definitely do that character though, Jonathan. That'll be fun. I'm down for that. Speaking of Saturday, I have another character I think y'all be interested in also. Yeah, yeah, this is CBS characters. So CBS characters as the world guiding light. Yeah, CBS are dicks. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just stingy dicks. So like, I tend to stay away from CBS in general. Granted, yeah, yeah, of course, Jonathan. I was just asking you, was it a GH character you were thinking of talking about next? Um, but like I said, I'm not fully opposed to GH, but like GH gives me problems 3 times. So I mean, regardless if I like the character or not, um, it still comes down to if it's a GH character. I won't sit there and say absolutely not, but like seeing how streams got canceled like 3 times because of GH, I'm a little more wary about them in particular because, and you know what? Since you're here, I'll sit there and I'll show you one. So right there, and I said this in the member stream, but right there. Now this was old. This is 2008. But even if it's like, I don't know, 2001 and it has this thing in there, because that's an official YouTube channel, they tend to give a lot of like copyright things or whatever. And that's what pretty much kind of like shut down the live stream or be like, oh, you can't use this because it's copyright material or whatever. Um, so that's why I was going to ask you, was it GH kind of character? Because that right there is the problem. I never looked at that. I never looked at that, but she is a good actress. You know, I will sit there and say that she is a good actress. She's a better actress than the chick that plays Sophia. So that's saying something. That's saying something. and it ain't good. But yeah, that's like I said, you saw this. Most of the members saw this, but yeah, that's the problem right there. Yeah, but see, the thing is, everybody being better is one thing, but like somebody who's like 10 or 11 years old, like outshining you as far as being an actor, that's the problem. That's the problem. But I'm gonna end this from here. I'm getting kind of tired, and I don't want to feel like playing catch up to the day of tomorrow since there's going to be a lot of soaps on. But I will be back on Wednesday, so I have a lot of fun as always. Um, Thank you for joining. I know this is kind of like a surprise, like last minute sort of stream, but I was like, eh, I'm off this week. I was like, let's do a Monday night stream. Let's do that. Let's have some fun. Besides, Buddy died today, so it looked like it's gonna be two people. Why not? It was like at that point, I was like, why the hell not? Yeah, have a good night, Ed. Have a good night, my gorgeous queen cat lady. Johnson says join us next time for another Distant Soap Chat without the Bostic. Thank you, Jonathan. Like I said, if you're not a member, make sure you join. Ask any one of my members. We have a lot of fun throughout the weekend, so that is definitely a place you want to be. And yeah, I hope I get to catch you on Wednesday too. Thank you for coming through. Seriously, is always a pleasure and appreciate you coming through whenever you have time. Have a good night, my gorgeous queen cat lady. Johnson says, good night, everybody, and hit the like button. Yes, hit that like button because it does help. It does help. I think Kyrie's is still streaming, so definitely head over to his stream. I'll probably pop in there to sit there and say what's up while I'm making my Franks and beans. Um, and Tracy Steves, Deluxe, Danny R, Leslie, and Nicholas. Anybody else who I miss, know who you are. I'll see you on the next stream. Blackmon, yes, have a good night, Blackmon, and I'll see you on the next stream. Laters.